What's up, Bills Mafia? Welcome back to the channel where we break down everything Buffalo Bills with that insider energy you won't get anywhere else. Now, before we dive into this incredible news, let's get one thing straight. This team is locked in. Sean McDermott and Brandon Beane are leading a group that's not just trying to compete. They're out here trying to perfect every aspect of the game. Every rep in practice, every roster move, every play call. It's all about one thing, bringing a Super Bowl to Buffalo. And guys, the football world is starting to notice. So if you're hyped for the 2025 season like we are, go ahead and smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and turn on notifications because big things are happening in Buffalo. And we're covering it all right here. Let's get into today's huge story. Let's start with what might be the biggest power move of the entire 2025 offseason. ESPN Bet just released point spreads for every single regular season game. And guess what? The Buffalo Bills are the only team in the entire NFL that is currently favored in all 17 games. You heard that right. All 17. That includes the season opener, Week 1, a primetime Sunday night football clash at home against Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens. It also includes the heavyweight showdown in Week 9 when Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs come to Orchard Park. Now get this, the Ravens and the Chiefs are favored in every other game on their schedules, except when they face the Bills. That's the kind of respect Buffalo is commanding right now. But let's go even deeper. In Week 4, Buffalo is a 12.5 point favorite over the New Orleans Saints, and that's tied for the largest opening line on the board. The only other game with that kind of spread, Ravens over the Browns in Week 2. That tells you just how dominant Vegas expects the Bills to be this year. Joey Fiesel, one of the top NFL odds makers at Caesars Sportsbook, told ESPN, "The Bills are tied at the top of our power ratings with the Ravens and Eagles. They have the ability to take advantage of a simpler schedule and a weaker division." Now pause. Weaker division? Sure, the AFC East has its question marks. But don't sleep on what Miami, New England, or even the Jets might do. Still, the fact remains, the Bills are currently the most bet-on team to win the Super Bowl at ESPN Bet. That's nationwide confidence in what's building in Buffalo, and historically, it's rare air. Since 1978, only 23 teams have been favored in every regular season game. It's a short list, and those teams were dominant. Now the Bills join that elite company in 2025. Speaking of division strength, or lack thereof, let's talk AFC East for a second. The New England Patriots, who were underdogs in every game last season, are now favored in 11 games this year. That's a big leap forward under Jerod Mayo and their revamped offense. The Dolphins, still electric, but there are questions about Tua's durability and their consistency over a full season. And the Jets? Well, 2025 is shaping up to be a full-on rebuild under new head coach Aaron Glenn. They'll be scrappy, but they're not contending yet. Buffalo, meanwhile, has won 5 straight division titles, and NFL.com's Judy Batista just named them the least vulnerable division champion heading into 2025. That says it all. The Bills won the division last year by 5 games. The largest margin in the league, Batista wrote. They have the league's reigning MVP and just spent the draft drilling down on defense. That MVP, Josh Allen, the same Josh Allen, who's 30-12 against the AFC East in his career, including the playoffs. And we're supposed to believe this team isn't running it back. Come on. Now let's shift gears to another incredible piece of Bills news. And this one comes straight from the trenches. This week, the NFL announced a brand new award, the Protector of the Year, which will be given annually to the league's best offensive lineman. And here's the kicker. That award exists because of Dion Dawkins. Yep. Buffalo's 4-time Pro Bowl left tackle spoke up earlier this year about the lack of recognition for the big men up front. During a press conference before the AFC Championship game, Dawkins said offensive linemen don't have awards for being great. There's not a Protector of the Year award. I'm knocking on so many doors now to get this award going. Well, he knocked loud enough. The NFL answered. League VP of Football, Ops Troy Vincent, confirmed that Dawkins, along with former lineman Andrew Whitworth, were instrumental in making this happen. The award will be judged by a panel of legends. LaCharles Bentley, Jason Kelsey, Orlando Pace, Sean O'Hara, Will Shields, and Whitworth himself. They'll evaluate players on skill, impact, leadership, durability, and strength of opponent, and they'll track it quarterly. This is huge for linemen league-wide, and even bigger for Dawkins, who might very well be the first recipient of the award he inspired. So let's take a breath and look at a big picture. The Buffalo Bills are favored in every single game this season. They're the betting favorites to win the Super Bowl at ESPN Bet. Their offensive line just made history with the launch of a brand new award, and their MVP quarterback is coming off his best season ever. Guys, this is what it looks like when all the pieces start lining up. The Bills aren't flying under the radar anymore. The target is squarely on their backs, but that's where you want to be when you're serious about chasing a championship. And make no mistake, this team believes they can bring home that elusive Lombardi trophy. Whether it's Josh Allen lighting up defenses, Keon Coleman emerging as a legit WR1, or Dion Dawkins anchoring a hungry offensive line. This is Buffalo's moment. But as we all know, regular season hype is just a start. The real test comes in January, and the Bills must turn all this promise into postseason success. NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell just made it official. The Buffalo Bills will be the featured team in the 2025 edition of Hard Knocks training camp. That's right. The Josh Allen-led Buffalo Bills, fresh off an AFC Championship game appearance and eyeing nothing less than a Super Bowl, are about to go front and center in one of the most watched and talked about sports docuseries in the country. This will be the first time ever that Buffalo has been selected for Hard Knocks. And it's not just a nod to the talent on this roster, it's a statement about how far this organization has come. NFL Films is headed to St. John Fisher University in Pittsford, New York, where the cameras will follow Allen, Keon Coleman, Dion Dawkins, and the rest of the squad as they prepare for what could be the most important season in franchise history. And let's be honest, with Josh Allen as your QB, you know it's going to be must-watch TV. For those of you who might be new to the show, here's a quick breakdown. Hard Knocks started back in 2001 with the Baltimore Ravens, and since then, it's become a staple of NFL culture. The original version focused only on training camp, giving fans a raw, behind-the-scenes look at what happens when 90 players fight for 53 roster spots. You see the blood, sweat, and sometimes tears from star veterans to undrafted rookies just trying to stick around. And over the years, the show's impact has been massive. It's boosted players' profiles, like J.J. Watt, who went from a relatively quiet star to a national sensation during the 2015 Texans edition. It's also stirred up some drama, like in 2018 when the Cleveland Browns got a bit too much attention and dealt with major media distractions. But that's the game. In 2021, the series expanded with Hard Knocks in Season, which follows a team throughout the regular season. That version will focus on the NFC East this year, with the Cowboys, Giants, Commanders, and defending Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles all getting camera time starting in December. But the training camp spotlight? That belongs to one. Team only. And in 2025 is Buffalo's turn. So let's talk about why this matters. Why the Bills? Why now? This isn't just some random choice. The NFL doesn't just roll the dice. There's strategy here. Buffalo is coming off another deep playoff run, and they've got one of the league's biggest stars in Josh Allen, who's also the reigning NFL MVP. Add in a revamped WR room, an emerging defense filled with young talent, and the always entertaining Dion Dawkins, and you've got a recipe for one of the most compelling Hard Knock seasons in recent memory. And let's not forget, Buffalo is one of the most passionate, loyal, and electric fan bases in all of football, putting Bills Mafia on national TV. That's just good business. Plus, the timing is perfect. This team is at a crossroads. They've been knocking on the Super Bowl door for years now. They've retooled this offseason, especially after some key departures. And now, under the spotlight of NFL Films, the world's going to see just how serious Buffalo is about finishing the job. All right, let's have some fun. What can fans expect from training camp with the Buffalo Bills? Here are just a few storylines we could see unfold. Josh Allen's leadership. With Stephon Diggs gone, Allen is now the undisputed heartbeat of the offense. We'll see how he builds. Chemistry with new top target Keon Coleman and how he keeps pushing himself after winning MVP Dion Dawkins mic'd up. Let's be real. Dawkins was born for Hard Knocks. Between his energy, his leadership, and his pure Bill swagger, he's gonna be a fan favorite across the league. Position battles. This WR3 spot, depth at cornerback, linebacker rotations, these are the kinds of roster fights Hard Knocks thrives on. Rookie moments. Seeing rookies like Coleman, Maxwell Hairston, and others try to earn their stripes, that's Hard Knocks gold. Emotional cuts. It's the harsh reality of camp. Not everyone makes it. Those final cut scenes always hit hard. And Buffalo has some deep position groups where good players will get released. McDermott and Beane's process. Perhaps the most intriguing element, getting an inside look at how McDermott motivates and how Beane evaluates. You'll get a real sense of how decisions are made inside one Bills drive. All right, Bills Mafia, I've laid it all out. The Bills are the only team favored in all 17 games. They're leading the pack in Super Bowl bets, and one of our very own Dion Dawkins just helped launch a league-changing award. If that doesn't fire you up for 2025, I don't know what will. But now it's your turn. Do you think Buffalo will live up to the hype this year? Can Josh Allen keep the MVP magic going? And will Dion Dawkins take home the very first Protector of the Year trophy? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I want to hear from every corner of Bills Mafia. Before you go, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and turn on notifications so you never miss a second of the action. We've got exclusive coverage coming all off season, from roster moves to game previews to behind the scenes Bills buzz. This is our year. Mafia, let's ride. Go Bills!